feeling you just ignored, it was trying to save you from making a massive mistake. We've all been there, taking the wrong job, staying in the wrong relationship, or missing an incredible opportunity because we ignored that quiet voice inside. What if I told you that your intuition is actually a sophisticated guidance system that's been trying to communicate with you your entire life? And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to tune into it. In just a few moments, I'll share the exact moment my intuition saved me from a big mistake, and the 5 practical techniques that transform my decision making forever. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to recognize and trust your intuitive signals. Your personal GPS that ensures you'll never feel truly lost in your life again. Think about the last time you had that gut feeling that something wasn't right, or that you needed to take a specific action. What happened when you listened to it? And what happened when you didn't? The truth is, your intuition isn't some mystical woo-woo concept. It's a sophisticated processing system, drawing from your experiences, observations, and even connections to universal wisdom that science is only beginning to understand. I'm Christina, and after spending the last decade studying intuitive development with spiritual teachers, I've discovered something remarkable. We all have this intuitive GPS built in, but most of us were never taught how to use it. Today, that changes. Before I learned to develop my intuition, my life was a series of second guesses and regrets. I'd take jobs that looked good on paper, but felt wrong from day one. I'd stay in relationships long after the inner voice was screaming to leave. I'd make decisions based entirely on logic, pros and cons lists, and other people's opinions. Here's what that life looks like. You constantly feel slightly off center, like you're living someone else's script. You experience decision-making fatigue because nothing ever feels quite right. You look at other people who seem to effortlessly navigate life and wonder what they know that you don't. And the worst part, those moments when you think back and say, I knew it all along, because your intuition was speaking to you. You just weren't listening. Does any of this sound familiar? But here's the truth. Your intuition has been trying to communicate with you your entire life through 5 distinct channels that most people completely miss. And once you know how to recognize and interpret these signals, everything changes. I mean, everything. Let me show you the 5 ways your intuitive GPS is already trying to guide you and how to amplify the signal starting today. Channel 1. Everyday occurrences that contain profound messages. These are moments most people dismiss as coincidence or random events, like fallen trees blocking your way, traffic jams that make you run late, your vehicle is unable to start, a flat tire. Most people would call this bad luck, but I recognize it as my intuition communicating through physical reality, causing pattern interrupts that make me pay attention. Your intuition exercise for Channel 1. Start a coincidence journal. For 1 week, write down every strange coincidence, repeated pattern, or unusual obstacle. Don't analyze them yet, just record them. You'll be shocked at what you find when you review them as a whole. Channel 2. Physical sensations, your body's intuitive language. The body processes information far faster than your conscious mind. That's why you might feel tension in your shoulders around certain people, or heaviness in your chest when considering certain decisions, or that classic gut feeling. These sensations aren't random. They're sophisticated communications. The gut feeling is particularly powerful since we know the energetic nervous system in your digestive tract contains over 1 billion neurons. It's literally your second brain. One of my friends always felt a tightness in his throat whenever he spoke to a particular colleague. He ignored it for months until discovering this person had been undermining him in meetings. His body knew before his mind did. Your intuition exercise for Channel 2, the body scan. Twice daily, close your eyes and mentally scan from head to toe, noting any sensations. Then, when making decisions, constantly check your body's responses. Rate sensations from -10 to +10. With practice, you'll develop a personal physical intuition dictionary. I'm curious, where in your body do you most often feel intuitive signals? Is it your gut, your chest, throat, anywhere else entirely? Drop it in the comments below. And see if others share your intuitive center as well. This community knowledge is incredibly valuable, and I'll be responding to the comments personally. Now, let's explore the third intuitive channel, which might be the most fascinating of all. Channel 3, Synchronicities and Patterns, what Carl Jung called meaningful coincidences. These events that seem statistically improbable, yet meaningful, like thinking of someone seconds before they call, or repeatedly seeing the same number sequence, or encountering the exact information you need at precisely the right moment. These aren't random. They're what happens when your intuition orchestrates with the universe to guide you. And the more you acknowledge them, the more frequent and obvious they become. Your intuition exercise for Channel 3, the Synchronicity Challenge. For 1 week, set a clear question each morning that you need guidance on. Then remain alert throughout the day for unusual coincidences, repeated patterns, themes, or unexpected information related to your question. Record everything without judgment. At the end of the week, review your notes and look for patterns. Channel 4, Dreams and Mental Imagery. Your intuition doesn't shut down when you sleep. In fact, that's when it can communicate most clearly, free from the conscious mind's interference. Significant dreams, recurring symbols, or spontaneous mental images during meditation are all forms of intuitive communication. Historical inventions, scientific breakthroughs, and artistic masterpieces have all emerged from this channel. Your intuition exercise for Channel 4, Dream Incubation. Keep a dream journal by your bed. Before sleeping, clearly state the question you need guidance on. Write down whatever you remember when waking, even just fragments. Do this for 10 days and patterns will emerge. For non-dreamers, try image streaming. Close your eyes and ask a question, and describe aloud whatever images appear without censoring. Channel 5, Spontaneous Knowing. Those clear moments of I just know without logical explanation. This is your intuition in its purest form, what some call clear cognizance. These are the moments when information simply arrives in your consciousness. You know who's calling before checking your phone. You know which path to take without deliberation. You know something about a situation that you couldn't possibly know through normal means. My most powerful example came when I suddenly knew I needed to call my dad. When he answered, he was in the middle of a crisis. There was no logical way that I could have known. Your intuition exercise for Channel 5, the first thought practice. When faced with any question, note your first thought before analysis kicks in. Keep a log of those first impressions and track for their accuracy. Over time, you'll learn to distinguish between the fear-based thoughts and true intuitive knowing. So, what does life look like after you developed your intuitive GPS? Let me tell you what changed me and what my students report. Decision making becomes clearer and faster. That constant second guessing disappears because you have an internal guidance system that you trust. Career paths align with your authentic self, not just external matrix of success. Relationships improve because you can sense which connections serve your highest good. And most importantly, you develop an unshakable trust in yourself. This isn't about abandoning logic. It's about integrating your intuition with your intellect to access a complete guidance system. Here's how to begin integrating these 5 channels into your daily life starting today. First, choose one channel that resonates most with you and commit to its exercise for 7 days. Don't try everything at once. Mastery comes through focused practice. Second, create a daily intuitive check-in. I recommend morning and evenings for just 2 to 3 minutes. Ask yourself, what is my intuition trying to tell me today? And note whatever arises. Third, start with a low-stakes decision to build your confidence. Which restaurant to try, which book to read next, which route to take. Check your intuitive response, make the choice, and then evaluate the outcome. Finally, remember that intuition is a skill that strengthens with practice and acknowledgement. The more you recognize and act on intuitive guidance, the clearer and stronger the signal becomes. If you want to go deeper, I've created a free intuitive GPS starter kit with detailed exercises and a 7-day development plan. Check in the link in the description to download it now. Your intuition is not just a mystical concept. It's a practical, powerful guidance system that integrates your knowledge, experiences, and connections to something greater than yourself. And when you learn to access it consistently, you'll never truly feel lost in your life again. I believe we're in a time when developing this intuitive wisdom isn't just helpful, it's essential for navigating our complex world with clarity and purpose. I'd love to know, which of these 5 intuitive channels do you already recognize in your life? Share your experience in the comments and let's learn from each other's intuitive journeys. If this approach to intuition resonates with you, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're building a community of intuitive explorers here, and I release new guidance every week. This is Christina, and remember, your intuitive GPS is always on. It's time to start listening.